this would be like an Oprah interview. Are you gonna make me cry? Is this where we're going? I'm like, Vic is like the Oprah of Barbados. Okay, all right, let's get into this. I've always loved singing, but I love singing in a studio and privately. Hence, I would not come out and advertise that I'm a singer.
And my guest today on the red couch is none other than Vanessa Layne. So here we are on the red couch. And you know, this is a chat about you and so on. So I would never have known that all the years I've known you, we've been to your home, you've been to, you know, ours, we've been liming together. And so, and I never once knew that you, and even though I'm in media and the entertainment business and so on, you never said, well, you know, I'm a singer or anything like that. You never said a word about that. Well, it's a well-kept secret, you know?
Yeah, truthfully, when I was really young at school, they put me into a lot of singing competitions. I'm talking about high school, in Simmons and Girls High School. And so I was thrown into it. I loved it, but I became very nervous because sometimes when you get pushed into, you know, but I did love it. I did well, and that was great. And then I had another run-in with music after University in Canada. Yeah, because, you know, I actually went to a studio in Toronto and I did a 3-demo CD, which actually played in Simmons and a few other areas. And I had a decision back then to make if I was going to do music or not. But back then, when you made a decision like that, without social media, it was a full-on commitment. It was a lot, you know, monetarily as well as your life. And I backed right off, so I didn't pursue it. I've always loved singing, but I love singing in a studio and privately. Hence, I would not come out and advertise that I'm a singer. And I haven't done like major training where I feel like, hey, come listen to me, I'm a singer, you know? But it's my safe space and my happy place to do that. And I went home in February to see my folks in Simmons, and one of my best friends, Mark from Master Productions, he was there, and I said, I have an itch I need to scratch. I need to be creative. I need to come in the studio. I just want to sing for me.
And that's what happened. So let me rewind the tape a little bit, and let's go back. So you are Vincentian born and bred?
That's right. My family been there since the 1700s.
Really?
Inside.
What happened? They couldn't find anywhere to go?
You stop. Listen. Look, I'm in Barbados now, and thank you, Barbados. They all have been amazing to me. I love it, but home is always where the heart is. So, yeah, at the Layne side and then the Sardine side, and we've been there honestly since the 1700s. Pretty much like any Caribbean families that have been around, usually, you know. And I know that your family is an extremely well-known family in St. Vincent. Well, if you've been there from the 1700s, it would have to be. Your dad was a legendary attorney at law, right? Yeah. Yeah, and people also know, I think, more so too, the department store. It's been around. It'll be, you know.
Which department store? Oh, that's your family store.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's the one that's been around for a really long time.
Ah,
and my grandmother, interestingly, started that way back when. And for a woman back in those days, that was quite an accomplishment. Well, my grandma and my grandpa, let's say.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So tell me a little bit about typical life for you growing up in St. Vincent.
People like to remind me, you're all about 20, 30 years behind us. And I said, okay, whatever, I understand. But truthfully, there's an essence and a sweetness to Simmons. And when we grew up, we all went to each other's homes. So it's very family oriented and kind of like the village raising, you know, your kids. And there were always beach lines, always going down the Grenadines. So we had a boat and everyone congregated. It's just community. And it's awesome, you know. But that being said too, I am always intrigued at how amazing Barbados is. It's a small island, and what is offered here is phenomenal. And I mean, you have a lot of choices. So, you know, I listen, again, home is truly special to me, and whenever you come there, and if you know Vincentian, they will make your holiday phenomenal.
Do I know?
And I know you know. I know
do
you have
I know Vincentian?
I know you have a Vincy passport. You're not telling these viewers you have one.
Well, Ralph hasn't given me one, but I mean, I should probably ask him for one next time I see him. Looking at all these islands in the Grenadines, what's your favorite island and why?
Oh gosh. Well, if I don't say one thing, I'm going to get cussed by some friends of mine. No, truthfully, let me tell you. Okay, I have to say too, from my childhood, what was always such a sweet, I don't know, it's like something you see out of probably an advertisement. I loved Palm Island, but that's why we went by boat. But if I'm going to an island, I really like Beckway, because Beckway encompasses a little of everything, and it's really sweet. So it has your restaurants, it has your hotels, it has your villas, but then it's very rustic, and you can walk around barefoot on Beckway, you know what I mean? So it brings a little of the mainland and a little of the Grenadine Islands all packed into one. But I cannot diss any of the others. Oh, wait, I'm just remembering. Salt Whistle Bay in Mayro. How can I forget that?
Yes.
See, Vicky cannot narrow it down to one. Come on. And then Mustique and Canwan, I mean, it's the more upper echelon of the Grenadines and stuff. But I like the ones where we can just be ourselves.
So I mean, growing up with all of that, Vanessa, that must have been quite an experience.
But it was, I guess in a way we took it for granted until we removed ourselves from that environment, and how amazing and lucky we were, and we are. But it's a beautiful way to grow up. It's a very grounding, and you're very grateful. Gives you gratitude.
But what about now in terms of people you admire, principles that you live by, the kinds of things that what drives Vanessa when you wake up in the morning? What are the things that dominate your space and who you are and define you?
Vic, I knew this would be like an Oprah interview. Are you gonna make me cry? Is this where we're going? I'm like, Vic is like the Oprah of Barbados. Okay, all right, let's get into this.
That's a lovely comparison, except for the gender. But anyhow.
No, right, don't worry. That's a huge compliment. No,
it is, yes.
So recently, my motto has been love and grace. So every morning I wake up, I try and put that into my space. And just the other day, I happened to fall on a show by oh gosh, can't think of his name now. But anyways, all about gratitude. And so I said to my social media person, because I'm so not savvy, I really had to hire someone to help me with this. And I said I want my tagline to be love, gratitude, grace, because I think we need to start always with that, those thoughts for me in our life, and God is all encompassing in all of that. But literally, I try to put all this positivity out there because I do believe in karma. And I believe that what you think and your words are so powerful. And don't get me wrong, the voices take over, the doubting, the fear, the this, the that. So I try to live my life spreading love and grace and gratitude. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I think I'm going off course.
That's all right. No, continue. Not at all.
That's kind of like how I try to live my life right now. But don't get me wrong, because you'll hear me having a screaming fit at my wonderful son, Riley, or he's a teenager, or whomever else, So don't think I'm like all zen walking around. That certainly is not my personality. So there's, but I think what we put out there and how we treat people, really, it just comes full circle, and I've always tried to live my life being kind and caring, and now trying with the gratefulness as well.
My last question to you really relates to Barbados, and you could have chosen the US, you could have chosen Canada. I suspect you could have lived in the UK as well if you wanted to. Or St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Why Barbados? What is it about Barbados that you enjoy?
Well, I think when we were moving back, Dustin is American, and he's an attorney. And when we were moving back, Barbados had a lot to offer in that department, and it kind of had a closer connection to the States, and more like broader lines in the legal world for Dustin, because he was coming as an American lawyer. It was like a happier fit at this point, and as much as we wanted to be in Simmons, and I think Barbados just offered a little more for us at that point in our life, right? Work-wise. So we had some friends. My brother was living here already. We had some just friends that were here already, and we just thought, all right, let's try this. And there have been some amazing people I have befriended here, and you all know who you are. So if I start listing one and I forget the rest, it's pure option. So love you all, and it's been a beautiful place to raise Riley. Dustin's done well here too. I've made some awesome friendships, and they have been so supportive. Honestly, like I have to shout out, like BioConnect, they gave me this beautiful letter, and people have been writing, and this is before I even actually really went to BioConnect. I think it's just women empowering women, and it seems to be touching people to say, well, you're 51, why not? Why can't you do something you're passionate about and try it? Why, we can have a voice, literally, or pun intended, I should say. So I've enjoyed it, and I love that it's so close to home in Simmons, and that we go over there all the time. So every holiday we were in Simmons as well. So it never really felt like we were apart from Simmons too. So we had the best of both worlds. And back then they didn't have an international airport in Simmons, so it was easy if we needed to travel or get to the States or anywhere else, especially for Dustin. It was, so there's that. Before we end, I have to, this is the social media world. I have to say, please follow me at Vanessa Layne Music. It's on all platforms. And thank you to, I know, I'm trying to get the hang of this quickly, honestly.
You're doing well,
I am. Okay, hold on. And then thank you to Mark Cyrus from Master Room Productions. I'm going red. And I'm really trying to do this. Okay, see if I can, now I'm really red. Hold on, I have to, hold on. And that is not a hot flash, just saying. So, anyway, this has been amazing, and thank you so much. I appreciate it, and especially for your support. I couldn't have done this without you. I really mean that.
It's been a pleasure, really a distinct pleasure, and we certainly wish you great success with your music and your career and your whole development. That we keep developing as people, yes, right? We keep evolving and growing.
Yeah.
And now this is just, you probably, gave a lot of time to your family and to your son and so on. And now there's a little bit of me time, perhaps.
Just a little,
to
figure it out. But thank you, and I'll keep you guys in the loop.
Yep. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So there you have it. There she is. And, what do you want them to follow again?
At Vanessa Layne Music, and that's Layne.
You're right. So, Layne, right. At Vanessa Layne Music.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Vanessa. It's been a pleasure having you here on the Red Couch. We're going to see each other at Jazz, with Sting and Shaggy for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I gather this. Every time I go to St. Lucia for Jazz, there's always this boatload of Vincy's who come across. They come by boat, They don't come by plane. They come by boat.
We go back home, just so you know.
By
boat too. But I'm actually flying to meet them, but they have a boatload coming with, having so much fun. Can you imagine?
And of course a lot of people from Martinique also come. They come across in the speedboats because you can see Martinique right there.
No,
so look forward to that. That's going to be a great event.
Yes.
Lucia Jazz too as well, and look forward to your continued growth. So you did mention that you have a couple of other songs that will be coming out too as well.
Yes, I have another cover by Bonnie Raitt that I did, and then an original that Mark and actually a Grammy nominated writer Ayana Howard wrote, and that's an original that I dot, and that's called Silence. And the one by Bonnery, I know everyone knows it, but I want to wait for you all to get that one in a phone. That one's very close to my heart.
Yeah,
like
well, I've been a Bonnie Raitt fan for years. Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
these are all songs that I love, but I wanted to put out an original too, which is a dance. So a
Yeah.
little of everything, and I'll definitely send it to you at Big George.
All right, well, there you have it. That's Vanessa Layne, my very special guest today on the Red Couch. Listen to the music. It's on Capital Media HD. Whisper in the Dark, that's the song. It's a power hit on Capital at the moment, and there are others to come too as well. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you. Mwah.